Very much, General. There are a series of questions that are addressed to nominees. You can respond. Have you adhered to the applicable laws and regulations governing conflicts of interest?
I have.
Have you assumed any duties or taken any actions that would appear to presume the outcome of the confirmation process?
I have not.
Exercising our legislative and oversight responsibilities makes it important that this committee, its subcommittees, and other appropriate committees of Congress receive testimony, briefings, reports, records, and other information from the executive branch on a timely basis. Do you agree, if confirmed, to appear and testify before this committee when requested?
I do.
Do you agree, when asked before this committee, to give your personal views, even if your views differ from the administration?
I do.
Do you agree to provide records, documents, and electronic communications in a timely manner when requested by this committee, its subcommittees, or other appropriate committees of Congress, and to consult with the requester regarding the basis for any good faith delay or denial in providing such records?
I do.
Will you ensure that your staff complies with deadlines established by this committee for the production of reports, records, and other information, including timely responding to hearing questions for the record?
I will.
Will you cooperate in providing witnesses and briefers in response to congressional requests?
I will.
Will those witnesses and briefings be protected from reprisal for their testimony or briefings?
They will.
Thank you very much, sir. As I indicated in my opening statement, we're facing a challenging environment, and one of the aspects is the challenge of recruiting, with fewer and fewer Americans eligible because of many factors, including health and other aspects, but also a sense of lack of participation in the military. Recruiting is a primary duty of the services, the chiefs of staff of each of the services. But what actions will you take to ensure this recruiting process becomes successful and also enhances readiness?
Well, Senator, I appreciate the question. And, as a service chief, I've had an opportunity to really think deeply about this, and I've had a number of opportunities to engage with my fellow service chiefs on how best we move forward. As the chairman, if confirmed, one of the key areas I do think about is the ensuring that the young people and their influencers understand the opportunity to serve and the great opportunities provided by serving in the military. And I think, just based on my own experience being a role model, to show the young people and their influencers that there are many great career opportunities within the military, and there's many that have served in the military and have gone on to be successful, whether they stay for a full career or stay for one tour. I really believe that young people only aspire to be what they see or know about, and it's hard for them to be part of an organization or aspire to go down a career path they don't fully understand or appreciate it. And so we have a responsibility to reconnect with the nation, to talk about the opportunities, and for all of us that are interested in national defense and national security, how we share the stories of what inspired us to join. I joined because of my father and his recommendations, and because of opportunities I had in ROTC. I was going to be an engineer, decided to become a pilot because I had a chance to be exposed to be able to fly at ROTC summer camp. So there's a number of things I think we can do, and those are the things I will do if confirmed as the chairman.
Thank you, General. Another topic that I mentioned is the development of joint capabilities. The services are principally responsible for developing equipment and operational techniques, but you will be the point of ultimate decision on many of these proposals. And historically, service parochialism has interfered with true jointness. If confirmed, what actions will you take to inhibit parochialism, encourage interoperability, and to get us the best equipment and the best trained people in the field?
Well, Senator, I appreciate the question again. And one of the things that was started by a couple of the vice chairmen before was to rework the Joint Requirements Oversight Council, instead of being just an oversight council, a bit more directive to ensure we have the joint capabilities. I think I want to continue to build upon that, but we also need to do it based on analysis to show the value of each part of the joint force and what they provide. And then there will have to be some give and take and some hard decisions and hard calls that need to be made. But I think that's a responsibility, not just for me, but also with the service chiefs that also serve as joint chiefs, that we have to take off our service identities and think about what's best for the joint force.
Thank you. We're engaged in supporting the Ukrainian people in a critical battle because my view is if they lose, we lose also. Are there any immediate lessons operationally or strategically that you've taken away from the conflict in Ukraine?
Well, Senator, I think strategically the thing I do think about is how the value of information early, before the campaign started, before the conflict started, and how that was able to bring not only NATO closer together, but also to bring together allies and partners around the world. And so that is one point about how we collaborate and how we build relationships well before a crisis occurs, and then how we use the information we have available to help their decision makers, their political decision makers, make those decisions to move forward. I think the other thing I'd highlight too is the value of logistics. And I think the Russians learned if you don't pay attention to logistics, it's hard to win and hard to have move forward. I think we also learned that the timeline for military operations, particularly in a conflict, sometimes take longer than we might expect, and that's also a challenge. I think the other piece that I would highlight is just the will to fight. And the one thing about the determination and the will of the Ukrainian people and their leadership, that's something that's hard to measure before a conflict, but it plays a huge dividend. And then the last thing I'd say, just as if from my own perspective as an airman, the value of air power, and having watched what either side's been able to do or not do, but the value of air defense and integrated air defense, and how that's been helpful to the Ukrainians in defense of their nation.
Thank you very much, General. Senator Wicker, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and